Hi guys, welcome to another Chesspatzersunite event. Today we are taking on International Master Adam Hunt, who is absolutely awesome, by the way. I've watched some of his games against Ginger GM. He plays sharp stuff. So I'm saying all that so he'll play some really boring stuff and I might get a chance. He plays really sharp stuff and he'll be going for the throat. We've got at least 12 players against him today. I'm hoping for a couple of late joiners to join us. But yeah, as you can see in the background, that's people being added into his Simul right now. He tells me that he's also going to be recording his end. So fingers crossed, if he does and he makes comments on our games, I'm obviously going to link that on our webpage on www.chesspatzersunite.com. So please go along there afterwards and you can check out what he thinks about our games. Hopefully he thinks that we're doing okay. I'd actually quite find it hilarious actually if he is abusive. So fingers crossed he says some funny stuff as well. Not going to put any pressure on the guy. So we've got 9 people in at the moment. As I say, we had 12. Actually, we have 13 in total. The list I've given him. So hopefully they'll all turn up. I'm just looking on the left-hand side now to see if there are people there that should be there that aren't included yet. Oh, Chesspatzersunite Will's just turned up, so that's 10. Yep, good luck Chesspatzersunite Hans, who's Blaze Winterborn in the chat. It's going to stream as well. I mean, I'm streaming. I believe Chesspatzer Spain will be recording. Who else is in here that's going to stream? Blazer Row will be streaming. And in fact, I should probably grab some links so you can check them out. I haven't got the links for Chesspatzersunite Hans, but if you go to live chess now, you'll definitely see it. And looks like a few people are asking how to join here. But the problem is you can only join if you're part of the Chesspatzers. So you need to go to the Chesspatzers main webpage and then ask to join. We accept nearly everybody. I mean, you'd have to be quite abusive to me on the email to not get accepted. And I'll send you one back. There's a few little things you have to do for us. Oh, Chesspatzersunite Wilkes is going to stream, so that's good. We're not too far away. As I say, we're only missing a couple of players. I mean, I'd love it if everybody turns up, but I've got this horrible feeling. Let me check the list. I sent him a list this morning, so let me quickly get the list up. And then we can check. Oh, my computer is slow today. So, most of the Chesspatzers have turned up. Chesspatzer Briz. Where's Chesspatzer Briz? He usually streams as well. Unless he's forgotten or thinks it's tomorrow. I really hope not. He wasn't in the chat earlier. So, and he's not online either. So, now I've gone back to Adam. Let's get back to the Simul. Simultaneous, yes, this one. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll give people time to turn up. They've still got a good 4 minutes, but they kind of should have turned up a bit earlier than this. The candidate master guy, who's our wild card, who won the last Chesspatzer Arena, he got his place that way. So the Chesspatzer Arena is tomorrow at 11 AM. So there's chances. There's rating brackets. So even if you're lower rated, you still got a chance to qualify for one of these simuls. But the easiest way is just to join the Chesspatzers. And then I organise at least 1 or 2 a month. So, and they're not the usual guys that normally stream. So I like to think that I'm offering something a little bit different. As well as the odd celeb, you know, I mean, they're all celebs, the title players. But, you know, we've played Ginger GM once and I'm pretty sure he's up again. Ah, Chesspatzer Australia is actually streaming. That's good stuff. Do you want to send... If you put the links, guys, if you're streaming in my chat, I'm happy for that. So that people can watch more than one. I'm going to commentate on everybody's game except for Chesspatzer England, which I'll just look at, but not say anything. Because he's a bit nervous, bless him. Even though he's a decent player from what I've seen. He shouldn't be scared. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned that we haven't got the full contingent here. We've got 10. I might pick some randoms and ask them and let them be lucky today. I don't know. I would like him to play more than 10 people because I think he'll stuff us. I think the more people that play him, the less chance he's got. I might just give him a quick ring. Let me give him a quick ring. Messenger. Enhance. Cool. I might give everybody about 5. Oh, I've got to make you a mod. Sorry, Chesspatzer Wilkes. That was my bad. Let me mod you up. Mod. There you go. In our mod, you can now post that link. I wonder where Chesspatzersunite is, because he's normally pretty reliable. I mean, this always happens, especially like people who won the prizes who say they're going to turn up. They don't always turn up.
Please leave a message.
Adam's not looking at his phone. Oh, it's calling me back. Hey, Adam. Yeah, I guess we'll go in 2 minutes. I mean, if people aren't going to turn up, it's a bit annoying, but we're just.
How many are we missing?
We're only missing 3, so it's pretty good. You know what it's like? People say they're going to do it, and then last second something comes up. I mean, I don't know. Should we add a couple of randoms? I mean, yeah, I think that'd be fun because obviously a lot of people want to be in this, and it's kind of. I like hogging it because obviously we've got the agreement between us, but. Shall we nick a couple more? Do you want to take a random pick of a couple?
Alright, yeah, will do.
And then, yeah, just add them in.
Yeah, and then I'll just click start when ready, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And let's just go with that.
Okay.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
So we're going to pick a couple of randoms. And we'll see how it goes. And then he's just going to start. I don't know how much of that you heard, guys, but he's going to start after he's picked a few randoms. So I'm going to chill out for a bit. Because I have been talking for 2 hours. It's not really the best prep to be completely knackered before you start doing stuff. So I think we're going to go with 12. And like I say, it's disappointing that I didn't get the full list of guys in. Chesspatzer Hell. That's a great name. Love that. Feels like that sometimes. Exactly, Aldo. You can't rely on chess players. It's just the way it is. But I think 12's a nice number. I mean, I'd like to have given him between 15 and 20, to be honest, just to really put him under pressure. Yeah, it should be good, Chesspatzer Wilts. Me, I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm also looking forward to seeing how you guys get up to. I'm going to keep popping into your games when I'm not moving. So we've got 12. We're going to go with that. Let's do it. Who are the lucky randoms? Pigusu. Oh, okay, we're in. We're in. So we're going to... I got white. Yippee! That's always a good start. So, as I say, I will look at the other games. I can't remember how I did it last time, but there's definitely a way to look at other games at the same time. I think I just have another window open, so let me do that. I'm going to open another window. Yeah, no worries. You don't want to hear all my amazing tips either, Chesspatzer Wilts, so you carry on. Someone's playing the Fred. That's always hilarious. And I know that's Chesspatzer Australia. He's moved on my game too, but we got ages, so let me just get the other games up, just so I can pay attention. So this will be my go-to afterwards. So as you can see at the moment, we've got... What have we got on the board? We've got Sicilian. We've got a G3. We've got a... Ooh, Blazer Rowe. That's unusual. He's played G6 first move. He's normally a Dutch player. What else? So anything fun on the board? Yeah, Fred. We've got a Fred down here. Chesspatzer Australia. He can't resist, bless him. It doesn't matter that he's playing against an IM. Oh, the Sicilian's on my game. Great. I like a bit of Sicilian action. So my game's going to be nice and sharp. I'm not going to play any quiet line unless he plays Knight C6. So hopefully he won't play Knight C6. And as I say, I'm going to... I'll flick... It's not very interesting at the moment because we're too close to the beginning of the Simul. But as the games go on, I'll jump in a bit more into the other positions. And I'll do my best to explain the opening, at least in my game. Because I know people care about the openings. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. So yeah, I imagine we're going to get an open Sicilian, but I couldn't even... I wouldn't even like to guess where we're going to go. But if he plays E6, I'm not going to be very happy. But then you've got to play against these openings you don't like to get better at them. Agree, Perpetual. Chesspatzer Hell would I'll definitely have to send at least some heat into the vicinities for me to say that he's official. Or actually, they say Hell could be cold too, so I don't know. Some sort of heat change. Nothing. Okay, well, he's taking his time on my game. That makes me happy. Maybe it's because I took time to make the first move as well. I'm just looking down. Still, as you can see yourselves, there's nothing really going on yet. Where's Chesspatzer Spain? He'd be one to keep an eye on. We'll be keeping an eye on Chesspatzer Spain, who's the strongest one of us Chesspatzers playing today. He actually managed to beat the Ginger GM the last time we did this, so he's definitely a dangerous one to watch. I don't know if he was listening to me. But I'm not a fan of this move. So I'm actually going to go sideline and play b3. A la Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen knows what he's doing, so I'm going to join in. Apparently this position, having had it on the computer, is 0-0-0. So that's okay. I mean, obviously it's good for black because he's equalised instantly. But it's not the main line, and I don't like the main line e6 variation, so I've skipped it. Chesspatzer England's not panicking too much. Let's see what move number he's on. Where is he? Where are you, Chesspatzer England? There he is. Yeah, he's on move 2, so he's okay. Let's have a look. And he's white. Oh, no, it's updated a bit further. I don't know why the main board hasn't updated. Maybe I have to refresh that. I thought it would just update itself. Because that one updated just up here. Chesspatzer Hans in her first Chesspatzer event. Gyoko Piano, nice quiet. Wants to stay in the game. Good stuff. No one's lost yet. That's awesome. Losing in the first couple of minutes when you got half an hour on your clock would be a little bit disappointing. But again, I'll come back to it because it's my move. Attacking the e-pawn. Makes sense. So I've got a choice here. I probably will push. My choices are pushing or just playing. Pushing. I think pushing's probably right. Where's the knight going to go, eh? Because normally in these kind of positions the knight drops back. But I don't think the knight's going to be too great there. Because I can kick it with c4 later. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to kick the knight. And also I'm trying to control d6 a little bit. So later on it's not so easy to play d6, d5 or anything like that. Because in these kind of openings you want to play d5 in one move. So this pretty much makes him put his knight here. Which means I may kick it straight away and put his knight somewhere useless. I mean, I don't know if it'll come here. I can always kick it again, so I suspect it'll come. I might go to f4, so maybe I'm going to have to play the d pawn first. But we'll see what he does. It's not. We're not going to panic yet. I think e5 seems right. Got to take the space if they offer it. Oh, that makes sense because I think what Nadorf himself, did he not settle in Argentina? So I think it should be. I think he ended up being an Argentinian national, so makes sense that he's an expert in it. Now let's have a look. Where's the thread? Let's have a look at the thread. So we've got a mainline thread, as Chesspatzer Australia will call it. Let's see what happened. Sacks to pawn. Ah, see the usual move here. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, the usual move here is queen check, which is best by the computer. I mean, whether you play well afterwards is another matter. But I think maybe Adam's been sneaky there because perhaps Chesspatzer Australia knows what he's doing. So, who knows? I mean, that game's mental. We're definitely coming back to that one. The crazy guy, I don't know what he's up to there. So there we go. So the knight only had one square. So my question now is literally, do we allow knight coming in? Because I can play c4. I mean, hopefully the knight will just go over here. But say it goes in here after c4. Then we've got to decide whether I can play g3. And if I can, then the knight goes back over here. So and that'll help me because my bishop wouldn't look too sad on this diagonal. So I'm not sure if he will. Will he go here? I think he will. He's got no hole. Because the point is, if he could jump into d3, it'd probably be okay. But he can't because the bishop controls that. So I'm actually... Should I play c4 straight away? b5's not common. You can't stop it. The other move is just to develop. But I'm going to play that move anyway. I'm going to play c4. And argue that I don't care if the knight goes there. Because as I say, then the knight will have to come back to here. And I'll get two pieces out. My bishop's going to get some action. And I'm okay. I don't think I'm any worse here. As I shouldn't be after 5 moves as white. I mean, that'd be pretty poor. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. But I know that I'm not scared about knight here or knight here. Because both are going to get kicked by a pawn. Be it the A pawn or the G pawn. What I haven't considered is him coming back to this square or this square. I don't think he'll come back to this one because it blocks in the bishop. Don't know about the knight on c7. It might be okay. There might be some sort of play to play b5 afterwards. So c5 wouldn't... Knight c7 wouldn't make... would make sense. Knight b6, I'm not sure. Not sure you do. I guess on knight b6 you're still supporting a d5 push at some point. Which is what I'm trying to play against. And I am actually now really considering this plan. of trying to control d5. But I don't know for sure. And we'll see what he comes up with. Because, you know, part of chess is what your opponent plays as well. How are we doing? Well, this game hasn't started. Oh man, did he not know he was in it? That's bad times. You get your chance to play an IM, you don't play. So that means there's only 11 people. So he's going to get timed out unless he comes back. Just seems unlikely. Why would you do that? Why? Chesspatzersunite Spain. It's got a main line going on here. What's going on here? No E6 Sicilian in this one. I feel like I lucked out. But Knight C6. If he's going to play those two. Those are my two least favourite. Though I do like the Scheveningen. I'm getting confused now because Chesspatzersunite Spain's black. And he's actually just recently played this move in a over-the-board open tournament. And he got a good position. So it'd be interesting to see what Adam comes up with. The normal move here is A6. This is like a sideline. So it'd be very interesting to see how this game develops. So let's go back to the main page again. I did this last time in the Danny Gormally Simul. I kept thinking the Chesspatzer was a certain colour, and they weren't. They just weren't. So let's have a look at our guest player. Let's have a quick look. Yim17. That looks like an okay position for black. Taking all the space. What opening was this? What is this? Oh, fair play. I mean, white's letting black take the centre and he went and took it. I like this kind of manoeuvre though. The knight coming out this way. Because it's very hard to shift this knight, and this knight will constantly put loads of pressure here. So I like this little manoeuvre. So that's why the bishop's pinned. Because trying to stop this. But the other point of this position is that you can just march your pawns up the board. So I expect we'll see that. That bishop can't stay there. So it's going to end up back here if it doesn't swap. So when you play moves like bishop g4, you've really got to decide whether you're going to take or not. Otherwise, what's the point? The bishop's only going to be hitting granite here. So we'll see what happens. He's moved in my game, so let's go back to that. So there we go. So knight c7 has some sense behind it because, as I say, b5 is also a break here. I mean, at the moment, I'm just going to take it because the bishop's in the good diagonal. This is why I was saying about whether I'm going to play this plan or not. Whoops. And bishop g2. This pawn is absolutely solid. If I could, I would stop him playing d6 and d5 if I could. At the moment, I can just take. So I guess bishop b2 is now correct. Because at least if he does this, if he does either of these two moves, I'll get there in a minute. And I take, it can't take back with a bishop because then I've nabbed the g pawn. So bishop e2 makes sense. So let's have a look. Go back, see if there's any crisis moments. I mean, at the moment, everyone's just developing sensibly, which is what you're supposed to do. Except for Chesspatzersunite Australia, obviously, who's gone mental straight away. With a nice safe king on g8. Have a look at that one. I think that's probably the most exciting at the moment. Yeah, all the other games look fairly normal, to be honest. Chesspatzersunite just saved his bishop, so there was no c4 there winning the bishop. Oh, he's moved in my game too. It's like he knows what he's doing. What's going on? I don't like that. I don't like if he knows what he's doing. I'm going to play d4 at some point, I think. Because it's still a normal Sicilian position where, you know, white has the space, so you want to take advantage of that. I don't want to play an automatic move like knight here because it blocks the bishop. And as I say, his break's going to be d6 or d4 at d5 at some point. So I'll probably end up leaving my bishop on e2 because I'm also looking at this b5 break. And I'll try and stop all his breaks and have breaks on my own. I quite like d4 here. So I have a bishop e4 because at the moment, at the moment there's no threat. He can't drop his knight in at the moment, so I'm just going to win a pawn. So I don't have to do anything about that. So I guess the decision's just what we're going to do with this bishop on e2. I mean, ideally, I'd love it if it could. Like, if I could play two moves quickly, I'd have it on g2 without blinking. And I wouldn't worry about b5 because the bishop would be so strong. So maybe that's the idea anyway. Maybe I should just play that. I might just play that anyway. I quite like it. Because the bishop itself, apart from hitting this pawn, isn't doing a lot. But I am thinking if it gets to d3, it is actually attacking the king side if he castles that way. not a crisis moment, but definitely a formation of plan moment. This is where I've got to decide what's going on. I mean, tactically, I'm not losing this pawn yet, so that's good. That's a good start. And the idea is, if I'm going to play d4, then bishop d3 makes a lot of sense. If I play d4 and he takes, knight takes, not knight takes, I can't do knight takes. So that's interesting in itself. So straight away, if I play d4, I can't take with the knight, which is what I'd want to do. So I would want a rook on the e-file at some point to defend this pawn some more. Because the point is, if the knight takes, the bishop's no longer defending the pawn. So d4 isn't on yet. In Dreamland, I'd absolutely love to get my knight into here. But he can't stay there, and he can just take it. So seeing as I'm not going to play d4, because I can't, I think I'm going to go with the other plan of bishop g2. I think that's actually not too bad. I like this. This is a good plan anyway, because as I say, this knight is definitely trying to get d5 into position, but it takes out b5. I don't even know if b5 is any good. But with the bishop here, it's doing a lot more than the bishop, which can't really get to d3 for a long time. I'm not just going to put the bishop on... I could possibly have put it on c2, but then you've always got to worry about the knight coming in. So, no, I like this. I like this. Yeah, what happened to you, Chesspatzersunite, man? We waited a couple of extra minutes. What happened? Ah, life. Life always gets in the way. That's fine. You can't help that, dude. Plenty of games to watch, though. So, you know, I hope you got some time to watch it, at least. But, there's always tomorrow. We've got the arena tomorrow. So it's not like you run out of events this weekend. I got to check whispers after the event. Yeah, okay, I will do. Desperation? What kind of desperation? What are we talking about here? So let's have a look. Chesspatzersunite Spain's sunk a nice knight into d4 like that. As I say, nothing going on in this game, so we won't be compensating too much on the last one. Chesspatzersunite Will's position's okay. I think everyone's position's okay except for Chesspatzersunite Australia, who played the Fred. But even here, I mean, it's not terrible. His king's not under attack. If he wants to shift this knight, he's going to have to start opening up his own king. I guess his bishop's going to be a problem for quite some time. I don't know. It's the kind of position Chesspatzersunite Australia enjoys, and I don't. So we'll definitely keep popping back, because that's the craziest game we've got on the board at the moment. Everything else looks fairly normal. People are taking this fairly seriously. They're developing where they should develop, etc. Kind of don't like this position if that's what's going on here. No, I think Blazero's playing sensibly for a change. That makes it good. You know, the F pawn's still on the F square, which is nice. It's not easy for white to get onto the light squares yet. Dark squares, sorry. So I guess we're going to see something like this. This is like a standard kingside attack plan. What white's doing currently is just negating the queenside play for black. I can say that because it's an IM, and that's what IMs do. So even if he wasn't doing that, it'd be generally a good guess. Oh, it's moved in my game. Bishop e7, yep, just developing move. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I'm going to go play bishop g2. So say, I'm sort of eyeing up an attack, not an attack, but put some pressure on d5 for whenever it happens and I take. As I say, I can't play d4, and I may play d4, but I need to play castles first and then get my rook to e1, because I need to take back my knight, and that's what I can't do at the moment. So let's go back to the other games. I mean, guys, if you see a game that you particularly want me to have a look at, let me know, and I'll do it. We'll do it by numbers, so this is game 1. So just count along if you want me to have a look at a load of other games. No, it's the other way round, Chesspatzersunite. You know Australia plays the weirdest opening in the world. So Chesspatzersunite Oz is black, and it was the Fred defense, which is immediate f5. But Adam, like everybody else who I know, would play this check. And it is +2 for white, but I think Chesspatzersunite Australia is very comfortable in those positions. I know that sounds stupid. But he played knight f3, which is like, okay, I'm a pawn up. What are you going to do? Easy development, 2 pieces out. And in fact, I may steal this opening for when I next play Chesspatzersunite Australia. So I'm quite happy to see Oh, he won the pawn back. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, that's a nice knight on e5. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, you've got to play something like c5 and break out, but you've got to wonder about this rook. I think you're right, Mr. Dodgy Chess. I think you're dead right there. Okay, so he's moved in my game, and then we'll come back again. Castle, yeah, okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. And I guess, I don't know, maybe we're going to see f6. He's got one of these breaks is going to happen, guys. He's not going to sit there the whole game and not make any breaks. So we'll react. I think I'm okay against all of them, so I'm not too fussed. I think in literally all lines I'm taking. So maybe I'll have a think about d5, which is probably the main one to think about here, because it'll make sense of this knight on c7, because what's it doing otherwise? If it's not supporting this push, then what's the point of it? I really don't think b5's coming, just because unless he moves his rook. That's a really nice bishop. So let's have a look. We haven't had a look at Chesspatzersunite France. He's a very solid player, and he's had draws over the board against IMs before, just one-on-one. So let's have a quick look at how this one developed. e4. Oh wow, that's a bit of a shock, because Chesspatzersunite France is a French player. Funny enough, you know, I know that's shocking considering where he's from, but he usually is. So he's deliberately chose a slightly... I've never seen him play the centre counter. This is something. An a6 is not a centre counter move. So I don't know if he's trying to play with Adam's mind. Maybe it's a line. But yeah, I mean, even rook a7 isn't actually that bad here. I know it looks really funny, but it actually defends quite nicely along the 7th rank. It's not as bad as it looks. But this is not your bog standard position. I mean, you can probably start trying to trap the bishop, etc. So it looks like Chesspatzersunite France has got a plan. He's also moved in my game. d5, so yeah, so as I say, it makes sense. And I've got to decide now whether, I mean, instantly in a blitz game I'd take en passant and open up this bishop, but I guess he's always got bishop f6 at some point. No, he'd have to take, wouldn't he? He would have to take, and then I guess he's going to try for e5, which I totally control, by the way, and I can just play rook e1 anyway. I could just leave it completely, or I could take here. So if I take here, I guess he'll take with a knight, because that's a knight that can't be shifted, because there'll be no pawn pushes to move that knight away. So taking's out. I'm not taking the CD, just because it makes this bad knight a very good knight. So that's not happening. I mean, I'm almost definitely going to play e takes. The only other move I'm considering is rook e1. I mean, I don't care if he takes, because as I say, as long as I've got a c pawn to keep his knight out of the position, I'm okay. But it makes so much sense to take and just have two open bishops. I'm going to find it very hard to not take en passant here. I'm going to just develop as well. No, can I just develop? I feel like I'm helping him if I do that. Let's do this. I'm doing this. I've got open bishops. The rook's going to sit happily here, so I'm going to fight against e5 pushes. Because I guess he'll take with a bishop. I mean, we'll just go from there. I find it very hard to resist en passant, to be honest, so I haven't resisted at all. Failed to resist. It may not be the best move. So what else is going on? What else is going on? Let's see. Chesspatzer in England was a bit negative in his game, so let's see how he's done. He's white at least. That's a good start. Very hard to get wiped off the board. Just because your opponent's a title player doesn't mean he instantly wins. So he's playing very solidly with c3. Swapsies, yep, e5. So this is, I mean, black's level, but there's nothing more than that. Nothing to worry about here. No major weaknesses. Yeah, I mean, it looks good on paper, Chesspatzersunite, but when I put that on the computer later on, possibly straight away after this, it's going to say, don't do that. Don't take the pawn just because you can take the pawn. So yeah, I think Chesspatzersunite England's done absolutely fine there. So I think he's worried about nothing. That's going to be a nice long game. I can't see anyone getting absolutely thrashed here. The only game I'm concerned with is Chesspatzersunite Australia, because he has done a bit of a red rag to our illustrious opponent. Let's have a quick look, see how it's going. It almost looks like a normal opening. You know what? This would be okay for black, except for this. And this. This is not where you want your king. And this pawn is going to be weak forever. So how does he attack it though? I guess he has to get his knight around. It's going to take some time, but he can get there. He can also like add extra pressure like queen e2, so it's not too difficult to get to the e6 pawn. But I'll be happy if he does manage to beat the Fred. I've got to say, I don't think we'll ever hear the end of DJ if he beats an IM with the Fred. Not too bad, Chesspatzer Will. So your game's going okay too. I'm going to come to that one in a minute. Just every time I only get to look at one game before Adam makes a move. Yeah, so it actually makes sense in one way. I kind of like taking a bishop. I guess it doesn't really matter. Taking with the queen means that I can play d4. So I may be playing d4, but I wondered if he'd try and leave his queen here to play bishop f6 to challenge the b2 bishop. And he hasn't, and I don't like having a backward pawn, so I'm almost definitely going to play this, and then get my knight out finally, because I don't think I care about any e5 movements. I mean, I do want to play rook e1 at some point. Keep going, Hans. You can do it. I've survived 10, but I mean, if you're black, that makes a big difference. I'll come and have a look at your game in a second. So let's have a look. d4, c takes, knight takes. Knight takes, possibly. Do I have to do queen takes there? The only good news of that is I do open up this bishop. I mean, I have to play d4, I think. I don't think I have much of a choice here. I'm almost definitely going to play it again. I know I've said this before. I do have other options. I can play knight here, perhaps trying to... Oh, no, I can't. That's actually not... Maybe that knight is doing something. My whole strategy, what I'm trying to do is play against this knight. Because currently he hasn't got any good squares. Currently, but he will have a good square here if he ever gets to play e5, which is why rook e1 would make some sense, and it also blocks off this dark square bishop. So do I want to play against e5? I think I probably do, because I don't think we're going to get bishop here, so maybe, because e5 also stops me playing d4 again, so I've got to decide. Rook here definitely stops that, but then what after bishop f6? Do I just take it? I guess I do. That makes sense, doesn't it? I like rook e1. Rook e1's happening. Rook e1 or d4. That's hard. Because the problem with playing d4 straight away is he will get to play e5 afterwards. No, rook e1. Because it stops e5. Right, I need to get some water, so I'll be back in a second. Chesspatzersunite is looking ready for an attack. Let's have a look. Where are you, Wiltshire? Here he is. Ready for an attack or to be attacked? Oh, well, he's black. Okay, that's interesting. I actually thought he was white in this game. Yeah, black looks fine. I've got a, first impressions. Black looks fine, but he has allowed a potential bishop takes e6 here. We're going to see what Adam's made of here, because that looks like a scary sacrifice. Because there's no knight blocks, because he just win the queen. After takes, queen takes, check. I think you have to play king f8. And then what about knight g5 after that? Oh, you're not supposed to be seeing my comments, Chesspatzer Wilts, but you might be in trouble. I'm just saying that there is an attack there. There was one bad idea. The only downside of knight c6 is you're no longer defending e6. He's in this game. I'm going to wait for a bit. He hasn't moved in my game yet, so I want to see if Adam... Let's see what kind of IM we're playing against. Because I think bishop takes e6 looks really strong. Well done, Af. You keep it up, son. Keep it up. See, that's because I'm a patzer. I would instantly take on e6 and say, come on then, Mr. Chesspatzer Wilts, what have you got? But Adam's decided, let's get a piece into the game. which makes a lot of sense. It's not going to ever get here, so you've got to put your knight on a better square, and that is a better square. But the only thing I can think here is that he's actually trying to get his knight here anyway. I don't know, I wonder if he missed a trick there. I wonder if bishop takes e6. Be interesting to hear his thoughts afterwards. What's so bad about it? Let's go on a little bit further. So takes, queen takes check. As I say, he can't block with the knight because you'd take his queen. I can't imagine he would go this way. It makes sense to go to f8. Oh, maybe maybe he would go to d8 because knight here is pretty strong, and that threatens mate in 1. How do you defend that? So you have to defend the square. So that's queen c7. In what? I mean, if there's nothing after that, I mean, Adam's an IM, and I guess he just knows what. Yeah, I mean, I can't see a follow-up. I'm already starting to play rook e1, which is probably too slow. So yeah, maybe that bishop takes e6 was a load of rubbish. So he's traded the knight, the defensive knight. Now he's looking a little bit more scary. Watch out for e6, Chesspatzersunite wilts. That's all I'm going to say. Mind your e6 pawn. That's the problem when you've got your bishop on b7. Bishop on c8 always defends e6. So he's improving his terrible bishop, so he's not going to go there. That doesn't make sense. So he's going to contest this diagonal, I suspect, which he's going to probably do on both sides of the board. But the point is now we can't play e5. Now I can play d4. Takes e5. No, because then I've got a pin, so that should be great. So d5 is a good move now. d5. d4 is a good move now because it doesn't really have any sort of knight takes. Because after my knight takes, I'm unleashing the bishop, and we'll win a rook. So d4 is the moment is now or never. So I've got in my break where I'm trying to play for a win. I mean, I do outrate him. Let's face it. I'm 2011. He's only 1500. So I should really be kicking him in fairly soon without too much trouble. Let's have a quick look at Chesspatzersunite Oz. I know there's loads of other games going on, guys. And I'm open. If you just say a game number, I'll go and have a look at it. So he's trying to get his king out, his rook out. That'd be hilarious if you can get away with that against an IM. I've just got to keep replaying this because I don't believe what I'm seeing. Knight takes, mess up pawn. Yep, pressure on e6. Development. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there's no pressure here, which there isn't at the moment, not a lot stopping rook f8, or probably even better rook e8 to get some defense on here, and then just dropping your king back. So, no, he might get away with that. He just might. I don't know. He didn't take. Okay, well that makes sense because I think taking just played into my hands, didn't it? So I've got a choice of d5 or d takes c, or again just knight c6 and allow him to take me. Not sure. We'll have to start calculating. Oh my god, to use my brain now. That's always a downside. So maybe I can't push anyway. So I think pushing probably just loses a pawn, right? So pawn takes. Pawn takes, queen takes, no, knight takes. Yeah, it's all fine. So maybe, can I play this? Takes. No, because that loses the d pawn, and I can't play knight d2 either. So all my knight moves are out apart from knight a3. Where am I going with that though? I don't think I'm ever getting here because of this one. So I think I'm taking. Queen's off. Is that such a bad thing? It's a bit boring, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to play the position in chess. Sometimes you don't always get to play the flamboyant moves. Just saying that, can I play knight here? Can I play knight e5, which is a much more aggressive square? I think I just lose the d pawn. So takes. Yeah, I do. I don't really want the queens off against an IM. I think you probably know how to play in-game structures a little bit better than me. And, you know, everybody can do this. It'll be 4 pawns against 3 pawns on this side, which would be what he's playing for. And on the other side, obviously, me with 3 against 2. Thanks for the follow, Oribusan. When I take back this way, against 2, which will probably be these two, because I don't think he'll take with a queen. Now, I guess that's the question here. So if I take, he would probably swap queens, takes, bishop takes, and that puts his bishop on a fairly nice square as well. But I will then have e5 as a place for my knight. I don't know if the bishop's just going to come off. That's pretty dull stuff. But then I guess that was my opening choice. I chose to play the bishop b2 line. I don't actually see any other ways of not losing the pawn, because you can only really play d5 if you're going to nab the bishop at some point, which is defended by the c knight, as well as the queen, obviously. And I don't have anything like queen e2, queen c2. None of that looks any good. I just got to wonder if him taking is better for me or not, because I could possibly bring the knight back round this way. What I'd really love to do is line up my rook with his queen, but I'm a few moves away from that happening. I've just got to decide, maybe this isn't as bad as it looks to come back. At least my rook is linked up then, because if queen takes queen, I want to take with this rook anyway. And as long as there's nothing scary, so takes, this is still on pre, so we've got time. This knight still can't move, because if I take... that's a good point. So knight here does work, because this bishop's on pre. So let's have a look at this again. Knight e5, which is a move I definitely want to play, because it's a move going forward, which I want to play go forward chess. If he does knight takes, I've got... I don't have pawn takes, annoyingly, because he has queen takes queen. Anyway, let's try again. Knight here. If that forces this trade, is that bad for me? Everything will come off the board, but I have a bishop pointing at an e5 pawn. Yes, my FIDE rating is low, Tamilia. Low. I kind of want to play this just because, as I say, it's active. I mean, I'm torn between these two moves. Actually, those are the three moves that I'm thinking about. And now deciding which one's best is what middle games are all about, I guess. Knight in. Knight takes. Pawn takes, queen takes, rook takes. Bishop takes, king takes. I'm just seeing all the swap offs. Everything's coming off the board. And it's just whether I'm happy having a pawn on e5 or not. Well, this way keeps the tension. Because knight takes, bishop takes, king takes. Is there a queen check there? On d5? I'm just looking at this. This is the current line I'm looking at. Takes. Ooh, am I leaving a piece on pre in this line? What do I take back with? If I take with the knight. Knight takes. No. Yes, knight takes. Because I'm worried I'm leaving a knight here just to be captured at the end of this. I mean, if it rules this move out, then I'm definitely going to play this one. I still have this as the option, don't I? Still have this one. I don't know, I just feel like that's a nice position for an IM, just to push his kingside pawns and crush me. Knight a3. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Bishop attacking the rook. Rook moves. So instead of that, knight here. Knight takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. King takes. There is no queen check. Oh, there's a queen check here. I'm stuck, guys. I've got to say, I'm stuck. I seem to not be able to calculate this properly. I don't know if it's because I've had too much caffeine. Takes, takes. takes. No, he has to take this back, doesn't he? Doesn't matter about the check. He has to take. And then do I have queen takes? Do you know what? Let's just find out. Find out the hard way. I don't really want to play this because I just think it leads into a dead drawn. Well, not dead drawn, but very very equal position. And I don't get often to play against IMs. Let's just try and make it tricky. France is finished already. No way. I mean, he's played a very uncomfortable opening for himself, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, he's on 2 wins already. Blimey. Let's have a look at Chesspatzersunite France. What happened? Oh wow, how did his king end up there? That is a king hunt and a half. I mean, e6 is probably always going to be a little bit scary. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Yeah. Remember what I said about him being sharp? Oh. Checkmate with a bishop in the middle, the king in the center of the board. Welcome to the hard life. Wowzers. Who else did he beat? Or was it the guy who timed out? Yeah, okay, the timed out game doesn't count. How's Chesspatzersunite Australia doing? I'm totally... He's castled. I thought he would. Very, very slowly he castled, but he did it. So we got to this position. Yeah, okay, but then obviously bishop takes g6. He's at least winning a pawn, no? I just guess he's just... This pawn is so weak afterwards as well. Both the rook and the queen will be attacking. He might have rook f6 here, but then you've got to watch out for bishops coming in. I don't know. Looks ropey for Chesspatzersunite Australia there. But I've seen him get out of worse positions, so it's possible. Let's have a quick look. Wiltshire is doing alright. There was nobody took on e6, so that's good. Yeah, it did bishop takes g6, makes sense. Chesspatzersunite Spain is black, and he is doing what exactly? I mean, the f-pawn looks pretty weak, but if you can't get to it, it doesn't matter, does it? I get you can't castle, that's the problem. If he castles, there's all sorts of f takes and then bishop taking h6. So Chesspatzersunite Spain's not castling, so that's going to be a game that could be fireworks as well. It looks like Adam's a very, very dangerous player as white. I lucked in getting white. What's happening here? What is this going on? So this is the game where black took the centre, and doesn't look like he has the centre anymore. Let's see how Adam undermined it. He had a nice knight on c4, which I liked. So there's the kick. So he did decide to trade. And just f5. Oh yeah, there goes the centre. White's got quite a mobile centre himself now. Look at that pawn. Hey, chihuahua. Hello. That's not what you want in the position. Protected pass pawn on the 6th rank. Eek. That's worth a piece, that one. Because generally you end up having to give a piece for it. For the 2 pawns. So that's ouchie. Ouchie, ouch, ouch. Look, ouch. So here, yeah, like I say, I mean... I don't know, I'm kind of regretting not going with my first idea of knight here. Because I'm really unsure if I'm actually keeping this knight or not. I'm totally worried I've dropped a piece here. Oh, we got a mouse slip in the Chesspatzersunite Peru's game. That's a shame. I mean, if he can give the move back, he can. Because, let's face it, over the board you wouldn't mouse click the wrong piece. So, fingers crossed he works that out. But, yeah, I'm a little bit... I don't know what's happening after the swapsies in the middle. I think I may have been trying a bit too hard here, and I should have just gone for a levelish position. Thanks for the follow, Rolo Olio. Well, you made that tricky, didn't you? I know you did that on purpose. Like your style. Yeah, so here, I mean, it's just so tempting to get a piece out. This is the problem. This is why I eventually chose this move. I want to explain what my thoughts were behind it. Because the knight can't go anywhere else without losing the d-pawn. It links the rook and the queen. The only downside is I may be leaving it the bishop over defending. which is what he'll definitely look for in the position. But okay, at the end of the day, the knight can move later on. He's not got a kingside attack or anything like that, so perhaps this was the move. So it'd be pretty annoying if I mess this up. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm okay. I just I'm really hoping I can play something just like knight back and just have a normal game and keep pushing, because the other line was all forcing, and I didn't like the white position at the end of it. It just seemed like I couldn't really move anything afterwards. We'd have the same amount of pawns on each side of the board. It'd be 3 against 3. Imagine the pawns here after the swaps, and then 4 against 4. And I'm getting nowhere. And I gotta find out how far I can push a game, and maybe knight a3. Maybe I pushed it too far, but we'll see. I don't know if they've managed to push this game back a move or not. Let's have a look. Oh, Peru had a nice attack going here as well. I can understand why he's frustrated. And I say that without looking, because it's just nice chucking up your pawns up the board. Yeah, I saw that, Chesspatzer Briz. I'm cheering on Chesspatzer Australia. Yeah, what's happened here? What? Oh, he's white. No, this can't be right. What's happening? I mean, I get that black's attacking nicely here, but why is Chesspatzer Peru put his queen on Peru? Oh, is that the mouse slip? That's the mouse slip. So Adam doesn't have to take. I guess we could waste a move, let him go back. And Adam still gains a move there. Was he trying to play... Where was he trying to play his queen, though? That's a shame. That looks like a right fun game. Look at white going for it. There's no knight takes because there's pins involved. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to put his queen there. Definite mouse slip. Did you mouse slip too, George? My game's just about to explode into fireworks, which I think are bad for me. But I'll come to that in a second. Let's have a look at George. Or Jorge, as his name actually is. And he will be Chesspatzer Bolivia if I have my way. I don't think his mouse slipped here. I think he's talking about the game we were just looking at. Yeah, this looks alright. Don't deny it. It's going to happen, George. It's going to happen. So, don't know how they're going to resolve the conflict. They seem to be talking about it here, so hopefully they can work it out between them. He has taken. So this is my worry that I've dropped this piece. Have I though? So knight takes. If knight takes, I'm just going to take the bishop. So he's not going to take back with a queen. Okay, so as I say, I think I'm okay. Because if he does knight takes, bishop takes, attacking the rook will have to move. And I'll just move the bishop somewhere. Probably back to g2. And I don't have to worry about any queen taking here because the bishop is defending the knight. So I might be okay. I'd love to play knight here now. If this position stays the same. Because these two knights be looking after each other. And I'll just have 2 amazing bishops. But I really don't know. Let's have a look what's going on in other games. In other news, did the Chesspatzer Peru thing end? Oh, let's have a look at Chesspatzer England. He had a nice position. He's on move 29. That's not bad. Oh, well done, Chesspatzer Hans. I hope you enjoyed your first event. There's plenty more coming. It's just a case of turning up, basically. What is happening in this game? I mean, I'm guessing, without even looking, I'm guessing I am Adam Hunt is winning this one. What have we got happening here? We can never take this, though. Look at the king. It's pretty exposed. So, blacks are pawn up, but king safety, right? This rook's slightly out of the game. Don't know, I think Chesspatzer England's doing okay here. I don't see an immediate tactic. I don't see anything too crisis-like. I mean, it may not be easy to get to this square, but perhaps you can double up somewhere. Like, move a rook somewhere. And in fact, I'm looking at all the squares. How do you get a rook? That's pretty impressive. There's no squares for this rook to move. Because they'd love to get a rook to f7. But that looks like a nice open game. Not yet, you're not. But he has covered the f-file. You've got to be impressed by that. I mean, I am. I'm easily impressed, to be fair. But he's done a good job. Let's have a look at Hant's game then. Let's have a quick review of it. Where is it? Over here. Joko Piano, I believe, from when I had a quick look. And white was Adam Hunt. So, fair play. I mean, anyone who was black was already in a tough way anyway. So let's have a look. Castle, this is all pretty straightforward. Yep, nothing wrong with any of this. Oh, you chomped the bit. Yeah, I mean, that's brave. You didn't have to. You can actually drop the bishop back. Oops. It's okay in the Joko Piano to do this because white always wants to play d4, and your bishop here, it's not granite. You will eventually get some pressure there. Ouch. So he saw that tactic then. I mean, the computer pointed it out, but that just shows you he's a sharp guy, Adam. So that's 2 pawns. And in comes the other pieces. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, at least it was pretty, Chesspatzersunite. That's all I'm going to say. That was a pretty way to lose. Kings are overrated. So this is where I was just going to take this bishop. And I think I have to anyway. I don't think I'm wrong in my calculations here. So we're level, but he's going to play here. And I'm just going to bring the bishop back then. And then argue that I'm now attacking this one. And then it's a piece for a piece, hopefully. But I am maintaining the bishop pair, which is something I want. Yeah, no, that makes sense as well. That does make a lot of sense. What does it? Have I just won a piece? No, probably not. I can't believe this. Takes. Why am I not a piece up, guys? I don't understand that one. He should have attacked the bishop. Oh, I see. Takes. Queen takes. That's quite sneaky. That's sneaky, isn't it? Then where do I go? Something got complicated again. I can't do tactics. Why is this guy doing this to me? Why didn't he play what I was expecting? Oh, wow. Nah, you shouldn't dodgy chess, but you can tell me after they've lost. If they spot the blunder by Adam. What to do here? Well, I could just do queen takes, funny enough. Does that work? Queen takes... Then I guess he can still take... No, he can't take there, can he? Why can't I take this knight with my queen? Because queen takes... Bishop takes... Rook takes... Knight moves. Somewhere. Here. What material are we losing here? I'm so confused. Takes. 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 Bishop here, attacking the knight. That looks alright. And then maybe I have to play bishop back to d6. What else has he got? So, takes. Threatening mate as well. So he can't take here. I think just takes. I think takes is right. Takes. If he takes with the rook. This is the downside of this though. Takes. And he doesn't take this one. He just takes with the rook. So this one's still attacked. And I was thinking knight back attacking the rook, but then he's got rook d2. Exactly, Athmania. That's what I mean. His king is totally open. You've got a really good chance in that game. Rook here. Rook there. It just feels like he's going to get penetration. You don't want to give IMs penetration. The other way it just doesn't work, I don't think. No, I can't take with a bishop, so that's just not happening. But I don't have to take anything. This check is nothing, and this check is nothing, because I'll just do queen takes or queen takes. So the discovery is not really a problem here. The problem is, what am I doing with this bishop for 1, and what am I doing with this knight for 2? And can I just play knight back? That's the way, Perpetual. I think we need to do this teamwork, otherwise we're all going to go down. I think I'm going to play knight c2. Because all the other forcing lines don't look good to me. So take threatening mate. Obviously, he's going to take. I have to take back with the bishop, but I just think rook takes just strong. Because what do I do with this knight? As I say, the knight comes back, rook goes here, the knight moves again, and he's already got a rook on d2, and I really don't like that. So I think knight c2 is happening. And I really hope I'm not blundering horribly here. I don't think I am. But then again, knight here, knight takes, oops, knight takes, queen takes, and then just queen in anyway. I don't know if I could just play rook here. Kind of like that. Cheers, Perpetual. I didn't read what you said anyway, but some people, it doesn't matter how many times you tell them, they just don't listen. Yeah. I'm getting rid of this tactical liability, and the knight needs to be in the game. I'm not bothered about the 2 checks. The knight here doesn't work because I'll just take the queen first. The pin works both ways, right? The only time a pin is dangerous is if the queen can attack another piece, which I don't think he can. So I think I'm doing okay. I'm not out of that game any way, shape or form. Let's have a quick look at Chesspatzersunite England, because sounded like there was some sort of fireworks going on. Chesspatzersunite England. Oh, it's into an ending. Oh, he's a pawn up, but he's going to give the pawn back. Looks like Chesspatzersunite England's having a great game. Like I say, I mean, it was a bit scary having that pawn in the middle of the board, but his king was always open. So let's see what happened there. So you play queen e3, and you took the exchange. Yes, because you win the exchange back. Very good tactics. Nicely played, Chesspatzersunite England. You should be able to get a draw there. You should be able to get a draw. I don't want to put pressure on you, but that's nice. You've got a nice position. Chesspatzersunite Wilts still in there. He's still in the game. Not material down. That's always good. 4 versus 3. Bad bishop here. I mean, that's the advantage of having a pawn on e6. If there's no trades on e6, this bishop stays bad for a long time, because there's no easy way to get the bishop back into the game. So I think Chesspatzersunite Wilts doing all right. Chesspatzersunite Australia, is he still in this? I just have to go through the beginning because it's so just what that king is doing, and when it slowly castles as well. It's a sight for sore eyes. But he is 2 pawns down, just 1 pawn down. Okay. But yeah, I mean, eek, ouch, each ouch, ouch. Yeah, covered, but yeah. Going for the B pawn. He's taking the B pawn. You may as well. At least he's not material down anymore. I don't know which is more scary. Probably this one. That one, and then that makes it go king here. And then check here. Is this going anywhere? Obviously not this way. It's just rook takes. So you just got to decide whether he's scared of this move or not. The Peruvian game's still going, so they must have sorted it out between themselves. Doesn't look like the materials. Hang on a minute. What's this? This says that white's a rook up. How did he do that? Is there something horrible with this knight coming in? Is there a check here, which is mate? Is that mate? No, because he can drop the knight in. I mean, there's got to be something happening at some point, though. Maybe he does have to play here first. It's a cracking game going on there. Cracking game. Always moved in my game. Yeah, Oz is holding on, though. So we've played none of those moves that I was worried about. So knight c2 wasn't so bad, eh? As I say, I could just trade everything off, and I'm a bit happier. I don't know why I was so worried about the 4 against 3 when I got 3 against 2. It's it's just a bit negative to have everything swap off the board. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of it. No sneaky moves like here, because you just take a knight for free. I might even have to, just tactically, I might, because I haven't got enough pieces defended, I might have to just start swapping off, which is not something I want to do. No, it was a good move, Queen E3. Chesspatzersunite. You're doing well, mate. As I say, you're you should be able to draw that. I mean, he is an IM and he may find some tricks, but I'm pretty confident you'll do okay there. It's just the problem is after all these swaps, he controls the D file. And you think, oh, it doesn't matter, you can put your rook on the D file. Well, he can double up because his rook's going to end up on D5, D4, sorry. So takes, queen takes. Well, maybe I don't have to take the queen. That'll be the question. Because if I do queen takes, rook takes, and go, oh, well, I can just bring my rook over, he'll play rook here. But then, of course, I've got bishop F3 in that line. I think I'm okay, but I may not even take the queen. I'm going to think about that when we get to it. I couldn't, because he'd just take the C2 knight. But anyway, doesn't matter. Maybe he can. But I'm not unhappy with knight takes knight. So let's go back to the other games. Let's start at the top. What have we got going on here? That looks like a good game. That's my game, though. So, what's going on? This looks like there's a mate in attack happening. Saying that, though, how'd you get through? You kind of want your rook up and then over and then checkmate, but that's not so easy. Ah, of course. Harry to the rescue. Harry, I'll have a look, Tamila. I'm not against looking. Let's have a quick look. So after bishop here, there's no mate threat because the bishop defends the pawn. What are you talking about? It doesn't work. I don't know what you mean. Oh, you mean knight takes, bishop takes, threatening mate? Pawn up. And then my rook's a fault. If there's no quick mate, which there definitely isn't, I'd lose a piece and an exchange. Well, not a piece because I won the bishop, but I'm losing the exchange in that line, Tamila. Don't whatever me. That's a bit rude, isn't it? So H4 is, well, obviously that's a can opener. That is the can opener. Goodbye, Black. Thanks for coming. Oh, Adam Hunt. He is definitely on the hunt. He's going to go for the whitewash by the looks of things. So what happened in the Peru game? So obviously some material got swapped off. Yeah, I mean, that's death. There's no block it. He can only block with a queen. So how did that happen then? That's a lovely finish. I mean, look at that. That for a finish. Knight in, queen down, knight takes, queen takes. Yeah. Lovely finish. Lovely mate in net. Oh, actually, is he a mate in net? I mean, yeah, he is. Because after here, rook takes his mate. Unlucky, Andy. Well played, though. Well played. Kept him under. It looked like a fun game. At least he went for him. I mean, I think that's a big thing about when you play against the higher rated players. You need to... sorry, I'll get there in a minute. I was just reading the chat. You need to go for the throat because they will just outplay you generally in endings. That's a hard ending that Chesspatzersunite England's in. I'm going to have a look at that towards the end as well. Just having a quick... See, Chesspatzersunite Australia is still in there, but lots of white pieces buzzing around the king. Looks scary. George is black in this one. Looks like he's holding on pretty well. I quite like his queenside pawns moving. Doesn't look like there's too much action happening on the king side. So this took with the bishop. So yeah, Blaze has actually played really well today. I mean, he resisted the F5 push, and I think that's actually given him a chance. Let's go and have a quick look at him. Blazer O, how's he doing? How is he doing? Level material. Oh, do you know what? I've done it again. I thought Blazer Row was black, and I was going to say the F pawn shouldn't be here if it was. He's much better with white than he is with black. Possibly. I'll go back and have a look at my game in a second. Let's have a look at that. Could I have done that? When here? Bishop here. I think it's an exchange for an exchange, because after he moves his queen, say he just moves his queen back, which lines it up nicely with the bishop. After I take here, he can take here, and after I take, he can take the rook, so it's pretty much the same. He just win the, it'd be okay, just back to hunt. And I may have some trouble with an undiscovered knight move somewhere. I don't know where. But it'd just be an exchange for an exchange. But it's a good spot, though. It's a good spot. I mean, this is a safe line what I'm playing. I'm still playing against this knight. Remember I said I was playing against this knight. At the moment, it's got no squares, so this bishop is way better. But the pluses for Adam is that he controls the d-file. So I'm going to challenge the d-file and then play bishop f3 and hopefully offer a draw. There you go, Mr. Dodgy's killed it even quicker than my line. My line, I definitely don't win the exchange, let's put it that way. Let's have a quick look at Blaze. So Blaze is doing okay. The only thing I'd be worried about is obviously this meaty pawn on d4. But at the moment it's blockaded. You don't really want to blockade with your queen, but looks okay. I mean, Adam, a passed pawn as well. He's got some pluses in his position. Just, I guess you just got to watch out for the invasion coming along the second rank. You can look at it afterward, Tamila. I've moved on. I've moved on. I'm into the next game as far as I'm concerned. So like I say, we're going to challenge the rooks. And I'm going to argue my bishop's better than his knight in this whole ending. After he plays... It's 100% going to play rook here. And I'm 100% playing bishop here to defend the rook. And then I'm going to swap the rooks off and have a knight versus bishop ending. And hopefully my bishop's better than his knight. But it's a way off yet, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. I think, yeah, you've always got a chance bishop against knight in an ending. Just because they move so fast. Chesspatzersunite. Which one is he? What do you mean? As in which person? He's done really well though. I mean, he's in a equalish rook and pawn ending from what I was seeing before. Where is he? There he is. He was doing really well. He somehow lost a pawn. How did that happen? But that pawn is fast, yeah? How do you stop that? Because the rook's coming over. And there's not a lot you can do to stop it. I think Chesspatzersune's going to win. Yeah, it's the time not to be distracted. I shouldn't, because he's in the stream as well, so I shouldn't really talk about it. But yeah, this move is so strong. Because you can't actually stop this. It just depends on how strong this one is. How do you stop this? I mean, even pawn ups, pawn down. You've got to kind of try to do this. I don't think he has time. Tough one, and Adam's low on time on that one as well. To be honest, Chesspatzersunite's had a great game there, because he was briefly losing around here. The only thing was always that Black had an unsafe king.
Just buy what you can.
Afmaniac is Chesspatzersunite, by the way. So I'm going to stop talking about that game just simply because it's not really fair, is it? If we're helping people. You alright? I guess he's... Yeah, I think White's winning. That's pretty obvious White's winning there. But he's got to find the finish. He's just trying his damnedest to get this knight involved. Which I have no interest in. So we're going to swap rooks. And leave a pawn on c4. Though he can try and get his knight in this way. Well, at the moment now he can bring his knight back round. So there's no biggie. What to do? So, a few games coming in. Like we may be getting a victory for the Chesspatzers, which is not something I thought we would be getting. So that's nice. Let's have a quick look. What's going on elsewhere? Chesspatzers Spain seems to have held on because I didn't like where his king was going. But he's a rook up at the moment, but that's only material. So what's going on with that? Why is he a rook up? Why is there was it exchange? It's an exchange. It's an exchange. It's an exchange for a pawn. So Chesspatzers Spain's doing well then, materially. But what's happening here? So he sacked the rook on purpose. Just knowing that the D pawn was really strong? Is that what's happening here? Well, level material again. I don't know why he was trying to misplace this queen, but this does look quite scary. I mean, he needs to get this in. Link them rooks quickly, but hard to say. That one's got a lot of mileage in it. Can't allow him to have the d file, as simple as that. That's why my whole plan was to switch it all off. And then hopefully, even though I'm going to have an isolated pawn, it'd be a pass pawn on c4. And then we'll just see how good my in-game technique is. Which I think people may have watched my streams before will know exactly how good my in-game technique is. That's how Chesspatzer's Wiltshire's going. Still going okay. He doesn't care about his e6 pawn anymore because he's played f6. I'll quickly play in my game too because that was pretty obvious that was going to happen. And we'll pre-move that one. Take that, Adam Hunt. I'll pre-move your take. So Chesspatzer's Wilts. I keep circling the e6 pawn because it's basically White's prerogative to try and nick that one. Especially after f6. Okay, Gary's in the attack on this one because it takes, and then Queen can just take because there's a pin. That is a pin. So f6. Maybe f6 was aimed at stopping it. Maybe he saw g5 coming. And I guess you could possibly play Queen. It's getting a bit ropey. But Queen takes. Queen takes. I don't know, this pawn is just dropping, isn't it? I think Chesspatzer's Wilts is in trouble there. I think he's in trouble. Yeah, so now I just don't know. Now I'm in a quandary. I mean, obviously I'm not in the light square pawns. Obviously I need to get my king here. And that takes 1, 2, 3 moves to defend that pawn. And it takes him 1, 2... Wow, 2 moves really, because I'm going to move now. So say my king's here. He goes here, I go here, he goes here, I go here. And then I don't know, I can't really push this pawn. So the question will be, can I cripple these ones? Well, let's get the king over first. The king has to get involved in this game. It's simple. I guess the downside is my bishop's always going to be either a giant pawn or just blocked in. So let's just ignore everything and first get the king to here. That's important. Maybe king to here. Well, let's go here first because then I might be able to go here. So he's going to stop that with king here, I'd imagine. And I'm going to play king here. I don't know. I need the bishop to basically hassle these pawns. And that's the advantage of bishop versus knight. Because he's going to put his knight on a good square. That's going to happen. where he'll be attacking this twice, and he'll be trying to keep my bishop on e2. But I'm really hoping that at the end of this, his king's just tied down to defending against the c-pawn, because it's a passed pawn. It's the only passed pawn on the board. So as long as I don't lose that one, I should be alright. 5 wins. So Chesspatzersunite England hasn't put it in the bag yet. Oh, it's still going. What is happening here? No, I think he's done him. Yeah, that's a good move. King's going to now have to be cut off. It's going to have to come back. But this pawn is no longer queening either. You have to be a little bit careful if king's coming in, because as I say, this pawn is damn fast. And if you play something like king back to d7, you've always got this rook check coming. If the king starts chasing the c-pawn. So maybe that one's not so lost anymore. Must have been a little bit of a misplay there. But he shouldn't lose it. He shouldn't lose it. It should still be a draw. So you see how my friend George is doing. George, yes, George. Very blocked. Very blocked. What's happening? I don't dislike Black's position at all. I mean, if he could ever move this pawn, he might actually be better. Because the Black King is totally safe. I guess this piece is a bit naff. And there's usually you have like some sort of escape square here, but I guess that's where the E pawn's really good. It's not going to look very good on this square, I guess. And there's no dark square bishop to take advantage of these holes for white, so he's probably doing okay as well. So the guys that are still in this are still playing okay. Like I say, I've got to let the bishop breathe. Now the bishop can breathe this way. I think my ideal defense is pawn here. And he needs to get his knight here or here. So maybe pawn here then in that case. Because, oh no, he can also attack from these two squares. So no, that's a load of rubbish. He will work his knight back round this way. And I will leave my bishop on e2 probably. And maybe there's just no winning chances whatsoever. Hopefully for both sides.
Elizabeth, I found another whitewash loaf.
But I'm not really sure, to be quite honest. As I never am in endgames. I know a GM would probably draw that. Chesspatzersunite Spain still fighting on. What's going on in this one? The material is still balanced, but it's a rook versus it's a rook versus a minor piece and 2 pawns, and one of those pawns is a meaty one. But I like Chesspatzersunite Spain's position. I mean, his pieces are all out now, and this is and linked. It's important you do stuff like this so you don't drop material, which happens very often. But white does have a lot of pressure on the b pawn for one. I don't know if he's going to swap rooks here. I don't know if that helps white. To be fair, it does. Yeah, I think you're supposed to. Well, actually, can't really take because yes, he can. You could have taken because then there's mate threats here. And I think Black's possibly doing the right thing. Taking would be a good idea because then it's one rook. Because the white rook is very vital to him when you've lost one of them. So if you lose both, then the advantage should slip slightly to Black, at least on the pieces. And it's just whether this one's good enough. Cheers, Chesspatzersunite. As I say, this was always going to happen because he's going to put pressure on this pawn. And the question is, do I play my bishop here and into here? Because I gain time on this pawn. He'll probably just play g6. I'm going to do that because, as I say, yeah, I'll do that. I kind of like my bishop on e2, which is a little bit silly, but just because it's further away from being attacked. So he definitely has to do something about this because I might not go in here anyway. I mean, maybe this is just okay for me. Maybe the bishop's going to show its power here. But I guess the knight will always defend the f7 pawn as well as attack my one. But then he'll probably take it, won't he? And then I'll get that one. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? Maybe h4 isn't the move here. Maybe f4 is the move to stop e5 happening. I'm really not sure. I don't think he can do this. I don't think that would be a good idea, because I think... Yeah. Now the question is literally, do I do this or not? Because he might play that. That'd be a bit... That'd be annoying, because that'd be goodbye bishop out the game. So maybe I do want to get my pawn up to here. Lots of choices to move here. Maneuver. Right. It's not going anywhere. Problem is, once you move a pawn, you can't move them backwards again. It's definitely coming. And this is the troublesome pawn, which is why I want to move this one. I guess you have g5 at some point. Let's play sensibly. This is supposed to be the way you defend against 4 pawns. So I'm going to trust something I read once upon a time, when I probably got it completely backwards. But I think this is the way. And of course knight's coming. And then I'm going to play knight bishop here. I guess pawn down. Is he ever going to get that pawn down any further? I think the pawn can probably get to here. So at some point I might want to play f3. But that doesn't feel right. I think maybe I should have gone against my instincts here. Maybe I should have played f4. But no, G5 is definitely something in the position. So no, we'll stick with what I played. We're not going to double guess, and we'll just see what happens. I'm going to learn potentially the hard way. It's the way I learn most of my lessons. Blazer Rose games opened up. So let's go and have a look at that. So it has. Don't like seeing rooks here. That looks pretty worrying for anybody who's white. So yeah, he invaded on the 7th rank. 2nd rank if you're white. And he actually allowed this. Ooh, I just missed a pawn grab, didn't he? That's quite a vital pawn, that one. And a vital bishop too. It looks like Blazer Rose gone down in flames. But fair play to him. He's done well. He hasn't lasted this long for a long while in a Simul match, so I'm happy for him. I don't see any draws or losses for Adam Hunt, which is means the England game's probably not gone well. Somehow, Adam's a pawn up, though I don't see it lasting too long. Surely there's... Oh, I don't know, that pawn is so fast. I'm just saying surely there's something like this. But this is one hell of a fast pawn. I don't know how he's turned that one around, Adam, but it looks like he might have done. I mean, to be a pawn down and then a pawn up and a rook ending, where it did look like White's pawn was just going to ping down the board. So I guess I've got to consider going here, because knight takes. And then if I go bishop here, he actually just brings his knight back and he defends that pawn. So that's out completely. So forced move because I can't lose a pawn. And then we just got to worry about this one's marching down the board. See ya. We'll do. So f3 is probably the move I'm going to have to play at some point to stop that. And then I just don't know, honestly. Maybe the knight's going to prove better than the bishop. It shouldn't. Especially with pawns apparently on both sides of the board. But we'll see. I just wonder if I wanted my bishop on e2 instead now. I just wonder. Yeah, but then again, maybe I can play h5 at some point. No, that's a bad idea. Don't play h5. Yeah, so here comes the pawn. Here it comes. So we're not going to think too long. f5, is that happening? Because my point is, I mean, my bishop can always defend this way too. It's just I don't want my bishop being negative. I'm guessing he's going to try f5. And then I'm going to try g4 maybe. Yeah, it could be a liability, but it's a pass pawn at the end of the day. And if you can't win it, then it's always got the potential. And I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, but I think I might be able to swap the piece for a pawn at some point and not worry about anything, because there'd probably be no mate. In these situations, you want to swap as many pawns as possible. But yeah, there we go. So now I've got to decide whether this is a good move or not. This is a bad move, so we're not playing that. Pawn down. Pawn takes, of course. Ah, whoa! Pawn down, pawn takes, knight takes, check. Don't know. Don't know. Endgames are hard, especially when you've got no time. This is why people always mess up, because they just can't think it through. I can move the bishop again though, because bishop back now, if he takes, I can take this one. Whoops, I can take this one. But where do I want my bishop? Is the question. And what do I do after he just plays g6 afterwards? I have to come back anyway, right? So is this the time? Is this the time to play this? He might just have me in Zugzwang after this push. I may have to play this. Oh, this is not looking good. Because the problem is, the pieces come off, which they will either way of me dropping that bishop back. I don't know. As long as I don't lose this one. Maybe it's okay. Right, big blunder is simply this, so we're not going to play that one. So the answer, the question is, can I play this? Which takes the pawn off this checking square anyway, which is probably a good idea for me. And if I do it, it does give him a passed pawn. So what? Let's do it. Let's do it. So pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and this pawn wins. Hopefully. Or he wins this one, I win that one, and then we have a pawn race. Maybe now's the time to hit him when he's only got 2 minutes. Whoa, checkmate. That was always happening though, this one. This is was a nice finish by Adam. Let's get there. The finish is sweet. You gotta love the utilisation of Harry. Harry. Boom! Harry distracted everybody and then got mated on g7. Ouch. Boom. I don't know which mate's better here. Is the mate with the bishop and the king in the middle of the board, is that a better mate than mating with a pawn? I mean, I like mating with a pawn. So I don't know which way your vote's going to go on that one. But they both look good. Both look very pretty. Then again, this was a pretty mate too. Against Chesspatzersunite Peru. It's not like Adam hasn't put some art on the board. There's been some nice positions. George has managed to get his rook into the game. What's happened there? How's that happened? How have you managed that, George? This game looked completely blocked up. So he allowed the rook take. So what happens? Let's have a look. Double up. Knight in. Rook in. Makes sense. Attacking the e-pawn. Defending the e-pawn. I'm getting worried about this rook getting trapped, I've got to say. I'm nervous for this rook's life. He's got some squares though. I guess he's okay. I just don't know. Always feel a bit nervous when there's that many pieces around the rook. Alright, it's moved in my game. And he's gone with this. I don't know now. What happens after pawn takes here? They didn't do it. Okay. I don't know. My bishop's pretty passive, eh? This pawn's not going anywhere yet. And this knight is controlled by this pawn. And this pawn. So there's no knight coming in. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe that's going to be a draw. I should offer him a draw anyway because he's got no time left. Let's do it. Let's see what he says. And I'm only offering the draw because he's got a minute left on his clock. And he's just not right. Nope, he's saying get lost. I can win this. I like that. I like that. Tell me to shut up. I'm not taking any of your chess-patzery drawishness. Where's he going though? So he's coming here. He's going to go there. And then possibly put a knight somewhere. And there's no way for me to stop that. So there's no point worrying about it. So is the idea now for me simply to bring the bishop back and then the bishop here? But in that time he can play knight here, knight here. Taking this one. There's just not a lot I can do about stopping this knight, eh? Maybe I can bring my king back though. Ah, but then I'm losing this pawn. Yeah, this is a good move. This is a move I didn't look at all. This is nice. This is typical endgame stuff that I just don't get. This is this knight's going to be a beast. That is the square he's going to go for, but I don't have to take it. I think I'm going to play this. Because there's nothing stopping this, and if he goes here I can just take it, obviously. And if he goes this way, I ignore it. Now, the reason I couldn't ignore it previously is because he could have just taken this pawn, but he can't now. But it may be Zugzwang. Maybe I have to move away. I don't know. Where am I moving to? If my king goes this way, his king's coming in. Then my king will go here. Am I getting away? Not so obvious. Maybe I need to play pawn up. Have we got Zugzwang here? Probably. For me. I like this move to start with. Let's see what he's going to do. I have to control this square. I'm going to get I am squeezed. Because at the moment, there's no... Whatever he decides to do, I can respond, I think. Actually, no, he could play here. He could play there. That puts a pawn on a light square, which would probably be not too bad for me. But then he can just push again afterwards. But then maybe I can get that in. Tough one. His knight is definitely better than my bishop. Where I was talking all the big talk about bishops being better than knights. Potentially not the case now. The only thing that's a trump in my position is this pawn is fast. So even if I... Yeah, so I can't take it because it just loses. Or does it? Does it lose? Take. Take. Pawn over. Pawn down. Oh, he doesn't even have to do that. Let's not do that. So takes, takes, king over, pawn down, king down, king takes, king down, and he wins. So I can't take that knight. But what's his threat? There's no check. Is he trying to come here? I think I have to come back this way. And the reason I'm saying that is because he can't push this pawn. Because I'll take his knight. And if I come back this way, he can actually push the pawn. Cheers for the follow, Ad Am Ganning Chess. You made that easy for me. I think I have to come back this way. It's a bit annoying. But I can't allow the pawn push. And I'm pretty sure if I go back this way, because I'm kind of want my bishop here maybe, that he can just push straight away. Maybe I've got king over there. I have got king over there. The bishop could go to either square. And I guess what I need to understand is how long do I want to defend this one for? Hey, Chesspatzersunite. How you doing, man? This is those moves where maybe they both draw, but maybe one loses. I kind of like this one because maybe my bishop can get some sort of life here. Nah, that's a horrible place for a bishop. It's just you want to almost always protect pawns, and I think I'm okay if I come back. Oh, steady, steady. I have knight here, but then I can just go back again. Knight here, and just come back. If he ever plays pawn down, I've got this. Yeah, I think I stay on this. I think I stay on this pawn because it allows my king to move. E3 doesn't work. But don't tell me moves beforehand anyway, because I can just play king over. What's happening here? What's going on? Oh, this is pretty good, isn't it? Don't know, because the good news is his king and he can't move his knight to attack the pawn, which is the good news. So when I get here, he is going to get a pawn here though. Maybe that was just the wrong way. That's what I was saying. They both look drawish, but maybe they just weren't. Maybe this was the way to go. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same. But his pawn can definitely get here. That is the downside of what's happening. Yeah. But I'm not completely sure he can move. He can win this or this. I don't think he can. So yeah, this is going to happen. But oh, he's just going to win that one. What am I talking about? I can't. For some reason, I thought he just couldn't queen. Of course he can queen. Messed that up. Messed that right up. What a plonker. Well, that was a hard game to lose, I've got to say. Oh, so painful. There must have been a draw there. There must have been. We're playing on a little bit, just a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's over. Sugar. I can't even save this one. I'm trying to think, oh yeah, get it here, get your bishop up and defend it, but the knight covers all the squares. Yeah, he just outplayed me. He's just good. I think this is how you generally lose against these type of players. They're just better than you at stuff like this. I mean, maybe I was always in a bad place, but I think perhaps my last mistake was this one. Because it's not easy to move here. Because I can't allow his king to come in. Maybe I could though. Maybe I could. Maybe that was what I was too fearful of. Maybe I could have come here. Goes here. Go here. Go here. Takes. No, it's too quick. This one's too quick. Now I'm done. He's beating me. Fair play. Well done, Adam. Oh, irritating. Let's have a quick look at that ending then. Because I feel like I should have been a way to hold it. I got the feeling that Bishop F1 was the biggest blunder known to man. Oh, I was still losing here, even after my choices were lose or lose by the looks of things. So where did I go? I mean, look at that. He's still +1 here. So was there any opportunity? I mean, fair play to him. I mean, he kept the edge the whole time, yeah? He knew what it was doing in this ending. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, this move. Because I was not paying attention to the knight coming back round. There we go. So, move 28 was my last chance to keep this level. Which is so funny, because I actually thought my bishop was going to be better, but I was wrong. Oh, not forward. We know I was losing after that. What else did I... Yeah, so that's not too bad though. I got him into a level ending and just messed it up. But well played though from my opponent. Well played. Well done, Adam. I'll tip of the hat to you. Tip of the hat, sir. So I've gone down in flames. But we do have a draw on the board. So who drew? Who drew? Oh wait. You drew after all that, Chesspatzersunite Australia. You nutter. So you just drew with an IM. With the thread. I mean, that's immense. That is absolutely immense. I looked at your game a couple of times because it's a lot of fun, and I just thought you were losing the whole time. So little did I know, eh? Little did I know. Well, at least we can give him a bit of a hard time later. When I ask him how he managed to not beat F5. Wow, and it was like, okay, so you held on Rook and Bishop versus Queen. Nicely done. Nicely done, DJ. Well played, mate. Well done. Right, what other games are going on? You played really well, Blazer Row. Well done, mate. You held in way longer than you have in previous games. What's going on here? Looks like Adam's going to win. He's a bit of an endgame killer, right? Because he was definitely losing against Chesspatzersunite England. So unlucky, Afmaniac. Looks like you're going down, son. He's just going to block your checks and play pawn up, so that's over. Sorry, dude. It's an interesting imbalance again in George's game. We've got a rook and minor piece. No, it's worse than that. No, so George's going down as well by the looks of things. Looks like you saved our honour, Chesspatzersunite Australia. How's Spain doing? Spain. Still material balance, so maybe it's a draw. But then I thought I had a draw and I didn't. Adam's recording Chess with Chris. He's going to upload it to YouTube, then I'm going to link it. So just pay attention to the results page on chesspatsersunite.com and it'll soon be there. And Chesspatzer Wilts is also having a cracking game. Okay, let's have a look at that. I mean, you've always got to be worried about pawns up the board when there's a king supporting it. So it's probably an advantage to white. Yeah. But probably chances. You'd be surprised rook and pawn endings can switch quite quickly. Yep, with comments. He's not recording it just to show him making moves, Afmaniac. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? I feel kind of bad now. I offered him a draw in a losing position. I actually thought it was drawn. So I want to go on record saying that, you know, at the end of the day, I did think it was a draw, even though it wasn't. And I've definitely learnt from my mistake there. I mean, I just allowed his knight to get too active. I needed to use my bishop better to control that knight. So all those games are done. Top 6 games are finished. Top 9 games are finished. So it's only Chesspatzers Spain and Wilkes going on. Both with potential drawing chances, though I think Wilkes got the harder job because the pawn's already up the board. Yeah, I'm still coming, Andy. After this video, I'll make my way over. I don't know about Luis yet. He's still playing, so I'll call him after the game. But yeah, I'll be leaving as soon as I finish the stream. And I do have a set, so I'll bring one. I'll ask him to bring his too, so we've got to back up. Do a simultaneous. We can both play Luis at the same time because he's damn strong at the moment. I'm pretty sure he's like 190 strength. That's ECF, guys. If you don't know what ECF is, that's the English rating equivalent to FIDE. But yeah, this game's going to be pretty tough. I'd like to do this from Luis's side, but I don't have to flip board when you're observing simuls. Someone sent me a message. Adam saying good game. It's Adam showboating that he can text me while he's trying to beat both. Oh, there was a draw offer from Luis as well, so he again thought he was winning. But this is a hell of a pawn, right? I mean, how do you stop knight c7? You have to stop knight c7. How'd you do it though? Maybe here? Don't know. Looks tough. Is that what you need to do? That's pretty cool. Thanks for that, Perpetual. So he played the only move that keeps him in the game. Good stuff. So now we can be Luis. He's trying to scoop up a pawn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Adam Queens doesn't control this square. I think it's a big point is that this is a dark square bishop and not a light square one. Otherwise, maybe it would just be over instantly. Thanks for banning that guy. That's just why? Why are you coming into the stream just to make accusations? It's stupid. Really stupid. And if he was cheating, then how did he lose? You know, it's one of those really stupid things. Just gets on my nerves. Unnecessary. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the winning pawn, but again, how do you get it through? Again, it's a light square. A big point of this is that white doesn't have a light square bishop. Well, I'm sure Adam will find a way to put him under pressure. Well, we'll come back. We'll check. We'll check the last game. Chesspatzersunite Wilkes. He's managed to get his king on the right side of the pawns in one way, but it's not stopping this pawn coming through. No, exactly, Perpetual. He's definitely a troll. Definitely a troll. We kept having a look at the game, so... Hey. No, I won't be home, remember? I'm going to Andy's. I'll call you when I get there and I'll let you know what's happening. Huh? Okay, but I'll just still tell you what's happening. Alright, I gotta go. Ciao, ti amo. Adam thinks that his recording isn't so great, but we'll see. Well played, Chesspatzer England. See you soon, mate. Hopefully tomorrow, because we've got our Chesspatzer Arena tomorrow, which I'll obviously show. And you guys can win a place in our next Simul, which I'm hoping is going to be against the ultimate Ginger one, Ginger GM. Pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm just not sure which week it'll be. But I'm aiming for a couple of weeks. So, where is it? There it is, the 4th Chesspatzer Arena. So 11 a.m. Oh look, we got an IM enter. I love it when that happens. I hope he turns up because we had a couple of total players last time and they didn't even turn up. I think they just wanted to show their name. But there's the you can pre-enter. There's me sitting in there waiting. Oh, Blazer Road, thanks mate. That's always helpful, especially when I want some lunch later. Blazer Road, probably the most generous guy I know, because he just gives money out to strangers who do Twitch streaming, which is great. It's not a stranger to me, he's definitely my friend. And not just because he pays me. No, he's a great guy. Thanks a lot, Blaze. Thanks, mate. So Chesspatzersunite Wilts is definitely in trouble here. No, I don't use the word official because I don't think you need to. It is what it is. I know what you're getting at, though. So you're a bit naughty. But yes, it is only the fourth arena that my guys have done. I think you can definitely over spam tournaments, but some people don't realise that. I wish there was a dollar prize. It's actually more than that, because if you come first, you actually win entry into a real life over the ball tournament that's worth £25, which is about, I don't know, $35, something like that, as well as a match of choice against Chesspatzer of choice, which should be fun because you know, basically getting a free stream against whoever you feel like, so it should be fun. And then I can't remember what second place is. I think second place is the Simul prize. And third place is an analysis where you can pick any game you like, your own game or a famous game, and a Chesspatzer again of choice will do analysis on it. So you can get some forced analysis from us. Forced. I like doing it. If you pick me, I'll be happy. You should pick one of the Chesspatzers that don't want to do anything. That's the way forward. No mate in it here. This is okay. But he's just won another pawn. Looking bad. I don't know who Chesspatzer Wales is. Sorry, Chess with Chris. He's not part of my group. So he can do what he likes. I think it's always a bit dodgy giving out money, because if you give out money, then you're encouraging people to cheat. I'd rather give prizes of interest. So this hasn't got much longer to go. I think Wills will be resigning shortly. This pawn is just unstoppable. Maybe you could try rook takes first. No, I don't know. It's pretty. Once this rook gets here, this is one is pretty much through. Because you can just sit your king here and then block the checks from behind. There may or may not be Chess with Chris. I don't want to comment on the other group, as I say. So but they are not anything to do with my group. Whoa, what happened here? I think Adam probably does know how to mate with knight and bishop, but it'd be funny to see if he can't. How did this even happen? How did he get that bishop to move so the knight could go away? What happened? To try and win a pawn, but you can't allow knight c7. I think he just forgot. Oh, I see. That was quite clever by Luis, actually. What he was hoping is if you queen, then rook takes, queen, knight takes. That's a draw. Bishop and knight versus bishop. Though I've seen someone lose that. But that's a nice move. Just cold as you like. Here we go. So we're going to see knight versus bishop mate. It's coming. King here. Knight here. King here. Well, he can't go knight there because that's stalemate. Yeah, so he's forcing the king to move again. Yeah, and in check, and in king here, then mate. He's got him. Matey, mate, mate. I do like the pressure that Chesspatzer put. Actually, is it though? That check isn't, because yeah, I was going to say if he checks this way, then the king can come in. Now it's mate. Bishop here, mate. Excuse me. But I like that he put Adam under pressure there to try and find it. So well played, Adam. He knows his knight and bishop checkmates. But I bet that was a little bit of a worry for him. So just Wilts to go. And then we're off air, as they say. Just seeing if there's any way to save this. This just isn't. It's so bad. It's got a few checks, but now the king even stops the check. So after you got king here and king here, if there's no check, well, that's it. That's probably the last check right after this. And then queen. But well done, the Patzers. I mean, we only got one draw, but we ran him hard. And there were some close games there. I even put my game in that bracket. I just didn't value my bishop enough. I should have made it more active. I made it passive. It was stuck behind some pawns. Oh, nice little finish. Nice little finish. Triangle, check, wins the rook. Very nice finish there. So well played, Adam Hunt. You taught us all a big lesson there. And lots of fun endings from him as well. Lots of decent mates. So high five, Adam. Thanks for taking us all on. I'm going to end the stream there, guys. As I say, there's a Chesspatzer Arena tomorrow. So if you'd like to join that, there's some prizes. You just need to go to the link up here on the left. Click here for prizes if you want to see what's going on. And apart from that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.